peace, love, and light. This is Godis Nanu coming to you live. All right, so very quickly, I just want to address how do you block out unwanted energies? Because once you develop a certain level of awareness, you know your clairvoyance is strong, your clairsentience is strong, your empathy is strong. How do I block this stuff out so I can just get through my day and do what I need to do and not be distracted and not be challenged and it not be an obstacle to me, right? So I'm going to tell you how to do that. Number one, the first step towards blocking out unwanted energies is don't acknowledge them. You know, you've been taught, in the church and in the Bible, resist the devil and he'll flee, right? So the first step in the right direction is to not acknowledge the energy. If you don't want the energy in your space, then don't acknowledge it. Because guess what? Energy is consciousness. Energy is consciousness. So if you decide that you're not going to consciously acknowledge something, then guess what? You won't experience that. Okay? That's a step in the right direction, right? For beginners, right? Number two is going to be auric awareness, right? So if you're aware of your aura, you can kind of control what energy is in that particular space, right? Or you can block out certain things from entering that space. Now, that's something I talk about in my book, Foundations of Self-Healing, using crystals, book 2, which I have not actually published book 2 yet, but you can get book 1, and I'm finishing up book 2 for you, right? You can find that on my website, godisnanu.com. I am finishing up book 2. I should have that done by the end of the year. I'll try to get it done as soon as I can, but definitely by the end of the year, all right? The third thing you can do to block out unwanted energy is stilling the mind, right? If you still your mind, it's almost the same as not acknowledging it, but stilling the mind is a little bit different. That's something, if somebody's not in your physical space and you're experiencing different energies and things like that, you need to know how to still your mind, how to focus your mind, to be able to focus on the things that you want to focus on and to be able to center yourself. And that's something I also do whenever you're feeling emotionally challenged. Let's say you might be experiencing some big emotions and you might need to know how to still your mind, to quiet your mind so you can center yourself, right? I'll make a separate video on that, okay? About stilling the mind and how to do that if you don't know how to focus your mind. All right. Number 4, you can use tools to block out unwanted energy. Some of those tools may be sigils, amulets. I do make those things for people. Those are images, images that are specific to you, all right, and your spiritual journey, that you can use to block out certain energy as well as to amplify certain energy, right? And that's something I do make for you guys. So if you want to schedule a session so that you can find out what your specific sigil or amulet should look like, we can definitely do that. Or what kind of images or symbols you should be visualizing to strengthen your specific gifts and your awareness, spiritual awareness, we could talk about that. Okay, schedule a consultation on my website, godisnanu.com. Your first consultation is free. Crystals, you can use crystals as well to block out unwanted energy, right? Of course, you have to know how to utilize those crystals to be able to do that, and choosing the correct crystal for depending on what kind of energy it is that you're dealing with, right? But I don't want to totally rely on crystals. Those are tools. Those are tools, right? Because you and your consciousness is the strongest thing that you have, and you want to get to the place where you're not relying and depending on so many things outside of yourself at some point, right? But definitely, my novices, go ahead and get your crystal. Use what you got to use. Do what you got to do to help you to amplify that energy that you have. These are all things that you use to amplify your energy, right? Aura spray, right? I do sell an aura spray on my website, okay? You won't be able to just click and buy anything from me. You do have to schedule a consultation with me because I do like to customize things for people, but I will be starting to mass produce my aura spray. It will be available at my performances, all right? And if you want to be privy to my performances, you do have to follow me on Patreon, all right? Make sure you follow me on Patreon, become a patron, or you can go to my website. You'll be able to see the information there on my music page, okay? And that's all I have for you, right? And the aura spray helps you if you can't develop that, you have not developed your auric awareness yet to be able to manipulate your aura to do what you needed to do. That aura spray will help you, all right? So these are some tools that you can use to help you to amplify your energy and to block out energies until you develop your own self-mastery and mastering the elements around you. Because first you have to align, then you need to attune, right? And then you can start practicing your alchemy. And that's what we're talking about right now. Peace, love, and light.